we got it. Oh, we may be on to live today.
It says we are streaming live.
And for those people that are checking us out at almost exactly 10:30, I believe they're seeing us live. We got through today. This is fantastic. Okay, so I will do only just a really brief introduction for you this morning, Doc. I'm excited to hear about what you got to say about intermittent fasting and how we can control dieting and inflammation and everything else. I'm going to let you rock and roll. As soon as you see me disappear, mic is yours, my friend.
Okay, thanks.
Give me just 2 seconds here. And away you go.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Like Dr. Doyle said today, I want to dive into intermittent fasting and chat a little bit about prolonged fasting. One of the big reasons I want to talk about that today is because last week I did a 5-day water fast, so essentially 120 hours of just water. So it sounds crazy, but I'm going to go through some of the reasons why it's actually not that crazy and why some of you may want to consider utilizing fasting. It is a powerful therapeutic tool. I just want to go through some of the benefits, some of the safety issues, who's it for, who's it not for, and maybe just some of the frequently asked questions. So before I get into that, I want to answer a couple of questions that I had last week. I received some great follow-up emails about inflammation and inflammatory foods and the anti-inflammatory diet. So thank you so much, you guys, for corresponding and driving a bit of conversation. I absolutely love it. So any more questions, fire away at us. Basically, people wanted to know a little bit more about the inflammatory side of things. What foods should we really be avoiding? What foods are on the no-go list? And what should we be limiting or eliminating from our diet? So the big ones for me, and this, like I said, this kind of changes person to person, but I typically, if I'm looking to avoid inflammation, I'm removing dairy, refined grains, so this is usually going to be like our white breads, red meat and deli meats, those are the big ones, and anything with added sugar. So it kind of seems like a no-brainer sometimes, and maybe we just need a little bit of a reminder, but usually it's, if something doesn't seem like it's good for us, chances are it's not. So those are the big foods I really focus on eliminating from the diet. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love going to Cold Comfort, getting some vegan ice cream there, plenty of sugar in that. But these are the things that we just eat in small amounts. So really focusing on trying to have like an 80-20 or a 90-10, meaning the majority of what we eat is anti-inflammatory and nutrient dense. That is going to be the ticket to success. So try to focus on those things. The other thing too, it's just a really nice reminder I want to give you guys that we're focusing on things that we can control, right? So there's so much going on in our world right now that is out of our control. Let's focus in and what we can kind of rein in on things that we can control in our life. So focusing on good sleep, healthy nutrition, good health habits like walking, exercise, meditation, de-stressing, communicating with our loved ones, hopping in on a Zoom chat or a phone call, whatever it is, right? Trying to keep some healthy habits going through our life. This is all really important. We don't need to just sit and watch CNN on rerun every half an hour and stress ourselves out over and over and over. Focus on doing some good. Get lost in a good book. Listen to an album you haven't heard in a while. Just do something you love, something that brings that cortisol down and keeps you happy and de-stressed. So fasting, topic of Nutrafit today. Why would I do it? What is it all about? Why is it a powerful tool in any clinician's kit? The big thing that drove me to this is my own personal experience. In school, we were encouraged to do some trial runs with fasts, right? So we did like a juice fast, a broth fast, a rice fast, which is kind of interesting, and then water fasting. Water fasting was the one that really stuck to me because it is the one that I felt the best on. It is a little bit difficult the first 24 hours, but once you get past that, you hit a little moment of clarity. Your hunger decreases. You actually start to feel really good. You are energized. You're sleeping well. It's really fascinating, the process that you go through. And so I really kind of fell in love with it and wanted to learn more and more about it and have utilized it with patients since then. So what are some of the big benefits of it? Let me go through those first. It's oftentimes thought of as a weight management tool, and I really want to clarify this. It can be part of a healthy weight loss strategy, but it is so important that what you are doing in between fasting and not fasting, you have to maintain a good, healthy diet all the rest of the time. When you do a fast, just like with a ketogenic diet, you're going to shed a lot of water weight really quickly. Right? The glycogen stores in our liver and in our muscles, they're going to lose water, and we're going to look at the scale after 5 days and think, oh my God, this is amazing. The reality is you put that weight on pretty quickly afterwards. So fasting can help you to lose weight, but it is so important to just have it to be a part of a healthy weight loss plan. Fasting can reduce inflammation, both in our muscles, our joints, and in our brain. The ketone bodies that we develop when we're going through a fasted state are actually naturally anti-inflammatory, so it can help to heal up our gut. It can help to reduce brain fog. It can really kind of help us to become a little bit sharper and be functioning a little bit better. It improves your lipid profile and your cholesterol scores. So in multiple studies, people who do prolonged fasts or intermittent fasting over a prolonged period, it actually helps to improve that cholesterol, those bad cholesterol levels. The thing that I love the most about fasting, and the thing that I think is the most interesting, is that it induces something called cellular autophagy. So cellular autophagy, it's kind of a fancy word for cellular pruning or cleaning up old junk within our cells. We start to break down, recycle, and rejuvenate the cells in our body that don't seem to be serving their purpose anymore. So lots of cool research coming out about cellular autophagy and how fasting helps that. And what people think that leads to is reduced states of disease. So because some of the chronic diseases, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, heart disease seem to go down. And it also seems to prolong life in multiple animal models it's been tested on. So, we'll see where I'm at in 90 or 100 years, but I'm hoping it leads to a long, healthy life for me. Some of the safety things that I think are worth mentioning, if you do have any pre-existing conditions, if you are on lots of medications, if you are a pregnant woman, or if you are breastfeeding, be careful. You always want to talk to your physician first, somebody who is well-versed in fasting, somebody who can give you some good answers and make sure that you're doing things safely. Safety is number one when it comes to this. I do not want anybody just hopping into a fast and feeling worse for wear, having to go to a hospital. That is not the point. Fasting is safe for most people in a 24-hour range. Majority of people can do that safely without any issue, but if you are curious if it is safe for you, reach out, let's set up an appointment, and let's see if we can make this part of your lifestyle to contribute to your health. So what are some of the different ways to fast? I've tinkered around with a lot of these, and I've put lots of patients on different plans. Like I said, everybody is unique, and what fits for one person may not fit for all people. So we really have to look at your lifestyle, what your goals are, and what you're trying to get out of it. So the most common one of intermittent fasting is a 16 and 8 or an 18 and 6. Basically, we look at the day, 24 hours, and we have one window in there in which we consume food. Some people have that go from 8 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. Some people have that go from noon to 7 or 8 p.m. You kind of pick and choose what works best with your schedule, your life, and go from there. The main goal is just to have a chunk of time, usually between 16 and 18 hours, where we are not consuming food. There's a 5 and 2 fast, so you have 5 days a week where you eat normally, 2 days a week where you either have 500 calories or no calories. That's a pretty common one. Similar to the 5 and 2 is something called alternate day fasting, which is exactly as it sounds. 1 day of eating, 1 day of water fasting, going back and forth like that. Some people like to do something called OMAD, O-M-A-D, 1 meal a day. So you're just eating one big, like 2,000 calorie meal in one sitting once a day. That is something that I have seen some people do and thrive on. So there's lots of options. You can even just do meal skipping occasionally. It's a lot less stressful, and you just kind of decide every now and then, maybe today I'll skip breakfast. Maybe today I'll skip dinner. There's tons of options and variability with this. And I don't want people to be, strict and hard on themselves and stressed out about this. Make it something that is sustainable and enjoyable for you. Second thing is prolonged fasting. So these are when we do fasts over 24 hours. Fun fact, the longest fast ever, you probably would never guess this, was 382 days. This man was medically supervised, given vitamins, minerals, and did it safely. He lost, I think it was like 180 some pounds on this, but you can fast for for prolonged periods. There are medically supervised clinics that you can do this at. There are professionals that can help you if you're curious about doing anything longer than 24 hours. So this is a therapeutic tool, but you do have to be careful and do it safely. One other option when it comes to this is there's something called a fasting mimicking diet, or Prolon. And this is a product you can order online. You get a box shipped to you. It's got everything pre-measured, laid out, and it essentially gives you all the benefits of fasting, the cellular autophagy, the ketogenic state, without having to do the water fast and without having to deal with hunger quite so much. So that is another interesting option out there. So there's tons of options if you are curious about getting into fasting. It can be confusing and difficult. I know you can read hundreds of articles out there on the internet, but if you're curious about it, shoot me a message and let's have a chat. I think that this is a great tool that during this time of having a little bit more downtime at home, maybe if we've been looking at experimenting with something, maybe we've heard about fasting and we think it would be kind of cool to try out, this could be the time to do it. Like I said, it's a healthy option for us to kind of assess our diet, look at what we're eating, and get things back on track. So if you're curious about it, shoot me a message and let's chat. If you have experience with fasting, drop some comments down there below. Let us know, how's it worked for you? Successful, not successful, struggles with it, big wins. Yeah, let's have a little conversation down there. I think that's about everything I've got today. Dr. Doyle just wanted to drop some knowledge about fasting, get people kind of interested in it, and see if people are keen. So that'll do it from my end. I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope you all have a great day. And yeah, take care out there.
Awesome, Doc. Thank you very much, man. Well done.